The Ford Ranger Raptor provides a fun and remarkably capable off-road vehicle in a smaller footprint than the full-size F-150 Raptor. But with this smaller vehicle, can you expect to get any better fuel economy when cruising on the highway? Today we find out. Hey everybody, it's Charlie from Daily Motor, and tonight we've got the real-world highway fuel economy test on the 2024 Ford Ranger Raptor. In this test, I'm going to head out on the highway and do 50 miles out and 50 miles back, averaging 70 miles per hour, to get a realistic fuel economy number for this off-road mid-size truck. Now before we get started, let's hop out and take a look at it. Now I know a bunch of y'all would actually prefer to see a normal Ranger with one of the smaller motors and smaller tires out on our fuel economy test loop, but I wanted to take this to go do some desert off-roading and camping, so this is what we've got, a shelter green Ranger Raptor. And it is going to be interesting to compare it to what the F-150, and I believe we tested the Bronco Raptor on a fuel economy test as well, compares how those two models compare to this one. But if you do want to see more on the Ranger Raptor as a truck, check the link below. We've got that full off-road road trip video as well as a sound system test on the 10-speaker B&O sound system. So why do we do this test? Well, the EPA's highway fuel economy test, which gives this Ranger Raptor 18 miles per gallon, that test only averages 48 miles per hour. We know there are plenty of people who are going to use a truck like this to go out and do adventure road trip style trips, and would like to know what sort of numbers you can realistically expect here in the real world. So in order to test that out, I'm going to go out tonight when the traffic has died down, do 100 miles on the highway, come back, fill up at the same pump using the same 3-click fueling method, and get a result. Now, a few things to note for the test. Outside temperature will be low 60s Fahrenheit. I'm going to set the tire pressures to their door placard 39 psi cold, and I'm going to run the climate control at 73 degrees auto. I'm hoping we can at least crack 20 MPG. That would be nice, but I don't have my hopes up. This thing has the 17-inch all-terrain tires. They're big and meaty. It's lifted up. We got a lot of power. So I'm not expecting any miracles. So let's head to the gas station. Here at the pump, we are fueled up, put in 4.205 gallons for our initial fill. Don't tell me this person's about to take this. Oh, no, they're just looping around. I see. We've got our GPS reset, trip computer reset, cameras are going, climate is set. We're ready to begin. Now we do have a number of different drive modes here in the Ranger Raptor, including but not limited to normal, sport, trailer, snow, and then a few different off-road modes as well. Looks like maybe Baja, rock, and sand, but we're going to be doing this test in normal. I'm going to take it nice and easy over to the highway. It's about half a mile away, and pick up the test from there. Speed bumps are no match for the Ranger Raptor. Now the goal of this test isn't to hypermile. We're not trying to get the best possible fuel economy for this truck, but rather a realistic figure. So in order to do that, we're going to get up to highway speed here at a reasonable pace and set our cruise control at a GPS indicated 71 miles per hour. And that should allow us to average 70 over the whole test. No problem getting up to speed. Really, it's just the Tesla's going 10 miles per hour below the speed limit that are the issues. All 10 gears in action here. It looks like the car speedometer is about 1 mile per hour high. So I think if we settle in at 72, then we should be right about 71 on the GPS. Okay. It does seem like we have an active lane keeping system here. It'll be interesting to test that out throughout the test. Also, I'm noticing some exhaust drones. I'm going to try switching the exhaust mode over to quiet and see if that goes away. Still there a little bit, maybe a little bit quieter, but not as quiet as the F-150 Raptor. But I'm going to continue on with the test and catch up with you at the end. I'm going to do some testing of the B&O sound system for the members. And in the meantime, enjoy this time lapse of the entire trip. Coming into the end of the highway fuel economy test here in the Ford Ranger Raptor. Everything was going so smoothly until 10 miles away from the end, and Caltrans decided to start construction on the 405 here before 9 o'clock. I didn't get the fuel test in time, so we ended up getting slowed down pretty dramatically. We're at a crawl there for about 5-10 minutes. Average speed dropped from nearly 70 miles per hour down to 65. Fortunately, our average fuel economy did not drop. It was at 19.2 when we reached the traffic, stayed at 19.2, and is still at 19.2. So theoretically speaking, the fuel economy number should still be accurate, but full disclosure that we were slowed down, and it is not a pure, clean test, unfortunately, there, but I will not be redoing it. Other than that, a little bit more road noise than I would like. I mean, I understand. I understand the tires are running on, and I understand the type of truck this is, but I was just spoiled by the F-150 Raptor and the 37s that was so quiet inside. This is just average. You hear the, oh, don't hit me, Mr. Mercedes. You hear the tires running, you hear the road noise and the wind and everything, but not terrible. The active lane keeping actually does work pretty darn well, so does the adaptive cruise. Sound system is very bass heavy, but I think it's going to be satisfactory for most people at this price point and this type of vehicle. Tack shot, taking a look here, just a hair over 2,000 RPM at 71 miles per hour. No big surprise there, being the... You know, actually, I am a bit surprised we're not a little bit lower in fuel revs. Might help us eke out a little bit better fuel economy. But I should mention that we are a mile per gallon above the EPA figure, sitting at 19.3 right now. It might even make it toward 19.4 once we get off the highway. And yeah, we're going to fill it back up and crunch the numbers in the morning. In the meantime, I think that's about it. We are back and all fueled up here in the Ranger Raptor. And before coming out here this morning, I double checked to see what sort of results we got with the new turbo inline 4 hybrid TRD Pro Tacoma when we tested it on this test earlier last year. And interestingly, it put in almost the exact same amount of fuel. It was 5.1 gallons, and last night we put in 5.179 gallons. So interestingly, the Ford with its no hybrid 3-liter inline or V6 is getting the same fuel economy as the Tacoma. So if we do our calculations, got 5.179 gallons went in, bring up the calculator, 103 miles traveled divided by that 5.179 is giving us 19.37 miles per gallon. And technically speaking, the Tacoma got just enough to round up to 20, but this is going to have to round down to 19. Just know that if you're watching this video, they were within 0.3 or so miles per gallon to each other. So very, very close, virtually identical. It's just because of math and because of the readouts, and maybe the Tacoma is slightly more efficient. Maybe it was able to save just that little bit more fuel. But yeah, 19 miles per gallon here for the Ranger Raptor. So at least still better than EPA. I mean, that's something for sure, but not a fantastic result. I mean, a lot of people I think are purchasing mid-sized trucks thinking that they're going to get fantastic fuel economy. Just isn't the case. We should compare that to the last F-150 Raptor we tested. Let me see. All right, here's the Raptor 37 all the way back in 2001. Numbers we're getting almost rounding up, but rounding down to 17. Okay, so the F-150 only got 17 miles per gallon. That's 10% worse than this one. What about the Bronco Raptor?
On the highway, the trip, the car was reading
18 miles per gallon. So all right around there. It's just when you throw on big tires and you lift the truck up, you're only going to get so much fuel economy. You got to push a lot of air. And turn big heavy tires and grippy tires as well. We do have a 20.3 gallon fuel tank in here. It's 20.3 times 19 miles per gallon is giving you an effective highway cruising range of only 380 miles at 70 miles per hour here in the Ranger Raptor. So remember, if you're going to travel 75, maybe 80 miles per hour on the highway, you're going to be seeing even less than that. Probably be needing gas every 300 miles or so to be safe. So, hey, we're going to go test this out of the desert. I'm sure it's going to be a ton of fun. Just don't expect to be getting fantastic fuel economy with it. So thank you all so much for watching. If you do want to see more on the Ranger Raptor, check the link below, and we'll see you on the next one. I'm Charlie from Daily Motor, and as always, drive on.